Hello, welcome everybody to Hi Det. Welcome to episode 2 of Purpose in Pandemic, where I, Jenny Martin, am introducing you to people, mainly women. I'm biased, I'm sorry, who are really choosing, and the word choose is operative there, really choosing to find purpose and pivot with purpose during this crazy time, during this pandemic. And so every few days, I'm going to bring you a special guest to really help inspire you and motivate you and maybe help you to pivot in another way as well during this time. So I want to introduce you to my dear friend and mentor of 5 years, Bernadette Williams. Hi, Det. Welcome.
Jen, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You are so welcome, and thanks for agreeing to come on this. Now, before we go to some quick questions, just very quickly, Bernadette is involved in the same wellness company that I'm involved in. So I've known her for the last 5 years, and she's an absolute heart on legs, but super smart as well. She just has the entire package, and I've learnt so much from her over the years, but mostly what I've got from her is self-love. Being around someone like Det really helps you to forget your flaws or even embrace your flaws. She just makes me feel like I'm a complete, whole, incredible person when sometimes I don't feel that way. So she just is incredible, and she does that for everybody I know. So rapid fire. I'm going to ask you some really quick questions, and then if there's something we want to circle back on, we will. Are you ready? Ready to go?
Do it.
All right. Yeah. Where did you grow up?
Ballarat, Victoria.
Let's think about that. And where do you live now?
On the sunny Gold Coast, although not so sunny today because it's raining.
Sunny. Oh, well, you've got to have regular weather sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what's one of your favorite books?
I'm going to say The 4 Agreements. I love The 4 Agreements, and it's one book that I always continue to go back to.
It's an incredible book. For those of you that haven't heard it, look it up and get it. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is one of your superpowers?
Oh, being a mum of twins, of course.
I thought you might say that. So we'll definitely have that in common.
Mm-hmm.
But you also had an older boy as well, a toddler as well. So that's, I was smart. I just did the twins. That was it. And who would you love to have dinner with, alive or dead?
Oh, this is such a hard question, Jen, because I could say so many things. But for this call, I'm going to say Sarah Blakely. So, because Sarah is the inventor of Spanx, and she started with $5,000 and is now I think she became the youngest female billionaire ever. And she started with $5,000. So I love listening to Sarah, and I love that one of her charities within her company is about giving money to women to start up their own small businesses, which I just love, which, it's a passion of mine.
Right up your alley. I've actually heard her name a little bit lately, but that's all I know. So I'm going to look her up and follow her. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, imagine having dinner with someone like that. Oh, my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's one of your all-time favorite accomplishments so far? You've done the twin thing.
Oh, no.
Come on, something else.
It has to be my boys. That's definitely my favorite.
Three awesome boys.
Yeah, because, they're all loving, caring, just giving, just great children.
How old are you now, Det?
The twins are 18, just turned 18, and Ethan's about to turn 20.
Yeah, wow. Yep, and they are incredible men. They really are.
And everyone's going to be commenting, oh, you don't look old enough to have the age kids, right?
Yeah, thanks for preempting them. Yes, they are going to do that for sure. Oh, dear. Okay, what's one thing you're challenged by right now besides your hubby, Jimmy?
Well, this was hard because I was really trying to think what I was going to say. I feel like it's, again, I know I keep talking about my boys, but probably that they're growing up, that they're at an age now where I kind of don't have control anymore. And so I feel that is a big challenge, letting go and just allowing them to make their own mistakes and step into their power as young men and do their thing without me getting too involved or casting my too heavily.
That would be very challenging and something I'm yet to face, kind of you've influenced them enough now, and that's, all you can do now is continue to influence them, but you can't, that control is really gone,
Exactly.
But I really love, just to circle back on that you actually had to really think about something that you're challenged by right now. And I know that you are not, a Pollyanna type personality where everything's fine and it's just sunshine and rainbows. You'll know if you're challenged by something and you'll talk about it, but you actually really had to think about that, rather than just, oh, Jen, there's so much, where do I start? And that's just a credit to how you choose to see things.
Yeah, and I think I just have such a strong sense of focus right now. And I think when you do that, you're just focusing on the things that you can control. Do you know what I mean? And not the things that you can't. So whilst I have all these things that I can control and my actions and my thoughts and whatever, then I think that really helps. So I feel like that's probably why.
Yeah, exactly. So you're focusing on what you can control right now, which is a great tip there for everybody. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, and last part of rapid fire. This one I won't be able to stop you talking, but what's one thing you're grateful for right now?
Yeah, I'm going to say, I could say so many things, but I'm going to say community. Like I am so grateful for our community, all the community that I have in, just right now, because we all agree that we're, together we're stronger, and we're all banding together and supporting each other and checking in on each other and helping each other. And it's just this beautiful sense of community where, no one's feeling alone. And I think that's what I'm really grateful for.
I love that. And I'm so lucky to be a part of that community with you as well. So now deep diving into the purpose of today, keyword being purpose. So, there's so much happening in the world at the moment. Things have started to improve on our side of the world, but things are still very bad, over in England and America, unfortunately. And there's so much, there could be so much fear and anxiety and depression, but what we do know is that finding purpose and meaning really helps to counteract those feelings. And we also know that purpose equals happiness. And so that's what that's why I wanted to talk with you today. So tell me, just to set the scene a little bit, tell me, I guess, how life is different for you now that COVID-19 has hit and we're a bit restricted. How's life different to you compared to what it was before?
Well, as you know, Jen, I've always worked from home. Well, I've worked at home for a long time. So the working from home part hasn't really changed for me. But I think it's really been that I've had to really focus on pivoting to who can I help? Who can I serve? Who can I help? Because there's so many people now who aren't used to working from home. There's so many people whose situations have changed, and it's been able to, share some of the tips that I've had from being able to work from home for so long. And, it's funny because I was talking to a gentleman today, and he was saying he's working from home and his wife's still going to work, and she keeps saying to him, make sure you get the laundry done and make sure you get the can you clean this up and can you prepare dinner before I get home? And he's saying, but I'm still working, so there's
it's just I'm in a different office right now.
Right. So I think that, and also just having a real purpose of coming out of this. Well, you didn't ask me that. You asked me how I was coping, what was different. I'm going to go straight into it. Straight into it. So also pivoting and going, how can we, just changing your focus to, how can I come out of this better? How can I come out of this a better me? And how can I help other people come out of this better? And that's really helping. That's what's changed for me right now, because I have those two focuses really strongly now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. So how can you become a better you, and how can you help other people become a better them, you know?
Or cope better in this time, and see that as well, that by pivoting and actually focusing on what you can control, and that there is silver linings, and we just need to find them and focus
That's
on
right.
what they can be. Mm-hmm.
I love that. So having that purpose right now is really keeping you focused, and that's helping counteract, any kind of negativity that could be happening. It could be kind of creeping in if you didn't have those focus, you didn't have those blinkers on,
Yeah.
Exactly. So tell me, I guess, let's go into that a bit more. What specifically are you doing? So first of all, let's start with you. What are you doing right now to help yourself come out the other side, better in some way?
So I'm doing a 60-day challenge with my husband, Jimmy, and actually a small group of our friends, which has been really great, because when you do it with a group of people, it gives you accountability, right? So we're all focused on, making sure that we're eating really healthily, that we're exercising every day, that we're drinking the right amount of water that we need to drink, that we're, looking after our minds, right? So reading or listening to a podcast or doing something to just keep our minds really positive and focused on where they need to be. So so that personally is what I'm doing.
And how's all that going? Where are you up to?
We're on day 9 and it's awesome.
That went quick.
I'm feeling so good and just loving, just being in this little group where everyone's messaging and saying how they're going and sharing healthy meals, and it's so much fun.
And it doesn't take long, does it? You're already up to day 9. It really doesn't take long to feel results. I don't think you guys are having any alcohol. You're exercising every day. You're supplementing some of your nutrition with our amazing smoothies, taking vitamins, eating amazing meals. It doesn't take long when you're putting those combination of things together. Sorry, I'm shaking around on this laptop. I know, very excited. Doesn't take long to feel results, and for that time, you're using that time anyway, you may as well use it to stay healthy and happy.
Exactly. And when you're eating well and you're exercising, it just helps with your mindset. And right now, that's a really important thing, because we all need to make sure that we're, keeping our minds healthy and happy in a great place.
Definitely now is the time to really guard our happiness, and to give it as much chance as possible to stick around,
Exactly.
So that's really cool. So tell me about some of the things that you're doing for and with your community at the moment to help them have purpose during this time.
Well, one of the things we're doing, which you're involved in, Jen, which is amazing, is our daily check-ins. And it's just 30 minutes a day where we're just created this space where people can jump in, and it's just a check-in call. It's just a check-in to see how people are doing. It's a place where everyone feels supported and can just turn up as they are. They don't have to be over the moon and happy. They can come with their little challenges, if they want to. But what we really focus on during that call is our sharing some gratitude. So we share 3 gratitudes. And it is amazing how when you start your day with gratitudes, it can really shift your mindset really quickly and make you realize that, even when times are challenging, we can still find things to be grateful for. And I think I've shared this before, is that, even if you're having a rough time at the moment and the only thing you can be grateful for is that you woke up today, that's still something to be grateful for. And hearing everyone else share their gratitudes, I think that helps as much as hearing your own, because then sometimes you're reminded, right, of, oh, wow, I should be grateful for that too. Or, I never thought to be grateful for that.
Definitely. I really find that. I really do, sometimes we can think too big, but as you shared that you're grateful for your hands the other day, someone shared they're grateful for their washing machine, definitely. It's so important. Yeah.
It is. And then
what else?
so then we share our wins for the day before. which is so important as well, because we all want to feel like we're achieving. Because if you feel like you're achieving something, you feel you're in growth mode, right? Because you're achieving, so you feel like you're growing and you're doing, and you always feel better in that mode. So we achieve, so we talk about our wins, and that's also something that not only sharing your wins, but hearing everyone else's wins is great, because then it gives you ideas for things that you could do to add to your wins. So it's just definitely this compounding or stacking, you called it the other day, Jen, which is amazing, like stacking ideas and thoughts, but all in a positive way.
Yes, that's right. And people are sharing wins about everything, whether it's to do with their work and their business, because we have that in common, but also just wins that they're having with their family, with their health. Just relaxing and watching a movie, can be a win for some people who are, high achievers and are always busy and never give themselves that downtime.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so important. And then we're sharing our 3 intentions for the day, which again is equally as important because it gives you the purpose for the day. So having those intentions and knowing, okay, I need to make sure that whatever I've shared with my intentions I get done today, because generally they become your wins for the next day, right? It gives you that mindset and that accountability. And I feel like, and we do give a focus of the day on that call as well, which helps people have a focus. But one of the biggest things I feel like for right now, like all those things are great and definitely help with our mindset and our getting us into action and feeling good about doing things. But it's the routine of it as well. It's a routine that we've chosen to show up at that time every day. And we've chosen the routine of sharing those gratitudes, wins, and intentions every day. And I think that routine right now is something that people really need. That would be one thing I would say when you're working from home. Like, a routine is so important. But then also understanding that it's okay to be flexible, especially for people right now who've got kids at home, and they're homeschooling the kids and whatever. It's like nothing. It doesn't have to be perfect. And people need to understand that, because I know mums, when my children were younger as well, you put so much pressure on yourself to be perfect, to that if things don't get done, that it's a fail for the day. But it's really not true. If your family's got through the day and they're healthy and they're happy and they feel loved, it's a win for the day.
Love that. So true. We do put so much pressure on ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
So good. So people listening, if you're inspired by that, would you suggest that they either get a group together, jump on Zoom every day and with girlfriends, colleagues, gym mates, and check in every day? Or if that's kind of too far, just, running through that every day with yourself, or messaging that to one other person, 3 gratitudes, 3 wins from yesterday, and 3 intentions for the day.
Absolutely. So you can do them by yourself, but right now it's really brilliant to be part of a community. Yeah. So even if it's just a messenger, with a few friends that you're really close with, and you just want to jump on Messenger and just, agree to share them every day, if you don't have the time to catch up, like on a call or on the phone, is brilliant. But anywhere you can make yourself part of a community, like if you feel like you don't have a community now, then find a Facebook group that's that talks to you, that has things in common with you, or that you can jump into and be part of. And there's so many ways that you can become a part of a community online. You can create your own, or you can join someone else's. But right now there's really, we may be physically isolated, but we're definitely not socially isolated, because we can be online and with people in an instant. It's probably quicker, right, than getting in the car and driving to someone.
You don't have to clean your house,
right?
You just have to make sure that this little square here is just perfect looking. Not really.
That's all that matters. I know. Yeah, but community is really important right now, and for people to feel like they're part of a community. And I think like if you don't have that, then you find it or create it for sure.
Well, you're more than welcome to join ours. We'd love to have you.
Always.
Now, just to finish up, because we're nearly at time, how are you like you are? Massive question, but how have you been quite easily able to pivot with purpose. I know that you've gone through some real challenges in your life, you know, the full life experience. You know, some of the things I know is that, you know, having twins, and that wasn't an easy kind of pregnancy or birth or very early life for them. You know, I know that you lost your dear mum to motor neuron a few years ago, and that was a tough journey, plus probably so much else. You know, do you think that going through some of those big things has helped you now to cope so well, in fact, to cope with incredible purpose during this time?
Yeah, and I don't think, like, for me, Jen, like I feel truly blessed that, you know, I've worked from home for so long and that I have a business that I run from home. So I feel like in that way, I'm so grateful for that, because I know that there's so many people out there who've been impacted in, you know, some really devastating ways, and that's not our story. And I can only be truly grateful for that and be truly heartfelt for those people that it has, you know, been devastating for. And for me, it's not, you know, it's like losing mum for me was a much more challenging situation.
Yes.
You know, but there's people out there who have lost people. So there are people in those times right now who are feeling that as well. And so I feel like it, you know, compared to other challenges I've had personally, it hasn't been as big a challenge, but it's been a big pivot in that my focus has always been about helping other people and you know, all that, but it's in a bigger way now. It's like more, like I'm more passionate, and I'm more just have this burning desire to help people, so that, you know, if things like this happen again in people's lives, and that they have a backup plan, that they have a plan B, that people aren't relying on just one income, or, you know, or just one source of income stream. Because, you know, if a lot of people, you know, that have been through this time right now, if, you know, they had other income sources, then possibly it wouldn't be so devastating for them. So yeah.
And I know that, you know, financial resilience in families is a huge passion of yours, you know, and that's a big driver. And so I guess you can be so grateful that you have that in your situation, and that you've so far been able to help so many other families have that, including myself. But there's also, as you said, there's a sense that, you know, you wish that other people you had been able to help even more people, but that's just driving you more for, if this ever happens again, then you're going to have more families set up and be resilient. So
exactly, it's so important.
Yeah. Well, any final comments, tips? The one last thing you want to leave our viewers?
Okay. Again, it's just focus on what you can control. Just circle right back to the start. Is focus on what you can control, because right now there are so many things that we can't control. We can't control what's happening with the virus. We can't control what the government's, you know, what the different lockdown things that they're putting on us. We can't control any of that, but there are lots of things that we can control. We can control how we come out of this. We can control our health, our mindset, how we take care of our families right now, how we spend our time, you know, and get the most out of it. So, you know, the relationships we build, we can control, you know, just what a great human we are, just ringing people up and just saying, how are you, and checking in on others. So
that is something that you are doing that we haven't spoken about yet. You're making these calls each day to check in on people, which I love.
Yeah, it's just, you just want to do that. You want to pick up the phone and say, how are you, and let people know that you're thinking of them and that you care about what's happening in their lives. And a lot of the times you don't even know what's going on. So it's lovely to do that. So that's been a big part of what I've been focusing on as well.
Love it. So just focus on what you can control at the moment and try and help as many people do the same, really. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Det. Love you so much.
And I love your purpose in pandemic. This is an amazing initiative, and I'm sure you're going to bring lots and lots of beautiful people on to talk with you, but you're just a shining light. And thank you for shining so brightly right now in a time where people need to see and hear from you.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. And thank you to everyone that's watching. Give us some love and #replay so we know that we can appreciate you later. And join me tomorrow where I'll be interviewing Lisa Crosby, another absolutely epic human. So have a great afternoon. Love to you all and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.